Right, next thing on the list, t-shirts and merchandise. So, this will be a fast one. We are absolutely constantly thinking of new ideas, new designs, because there's just so many things people have asked for. And, you know, I don't think I can release a single Let's Play without someone going, okay, I need that on a t-shirt. And I have some ideas about what's coming up next, and I'm not going to tell you because I'm mean and it's supposed to be a surprise. However, occasionally some people have asked, oh God, you know, I missed such and such a thing. I missed, you know, the shotgun one or the have a bill one, and they want to know if they're going to come back. They will absolutely come back. They will absolutely definitely come back. And one of the things I want to do is give patrons a small discount. But we learned from last time it's a real pain in the backside to do. It's not easy at all. You have to have a code and you have to put it in for each and every item. So I have to set up a code, I think, for each campaign, and then give it to the patrons. And then when you're ordering it, you have to do it for you can't just, you know, order 4 items and then say put in a code and get 10% off or something. When you go to the checkout, you've got to do the code for each item, and each item's a different code. It was a real pain in the backside. Teespring don't make discounting easy. No, they don't. Inviting us to a stream not to tell us things is an interesting strategy. Right, well, no, in this particular case, yeah, the t-shirts and the mugs. What I'm looking for from you guys are more, not suggestions on what the designs are, but on some of the logistics. So like someone just said, just rotate the stock with old and new designs. That I'm going to do. If you're wondering why we keep taking them down, why we keep leaving some up, but some we release and then take down a few months later, there are 2 reasons for it. The first one, that is actually how they suggest you do it. Apparently that works better. So, you know, people respond to those things more. But you know me, I'm pretty bad at this sort of thing, and you've already noticed there are at least, 6 items that have just never been removed. So it really isn't that with me. With me, I just don't like a messy store. And Teespring and pretty much every merchandise store we have is messy because they just dump it on a storefront. What I would really like to see with Teesprings is the ability to have a store and you go in and you select t-shirts and it gives you all the t-shirts designs, or mugs, or better still, you know, it gives you the campaigns. So you just, I could have like 8 or maybe even 12. Here's the thing. I originally said 8 items because 8 items looks good on a 1080p screen. I'm now pushing it up to 12 because it looks good on a 1440p screen. But I do realize that I shouldn't be basing my storefront based upon what looks good on my screen. It should be what looks best on most people's. But so yeah, so I honestly think that it would be nice if we could have sort of just campaigns almost. So, you know, the sweet roll you'd go to the sweet roll campaign, you'd open it up, and then there'd be whatever items there were. Because then you could have 8 campaigns, or like I said, 12 campaigns running, and it would still look neat, but you can't. So it's a bit of a pain. So I've left the Thou Shall Not meme one up because that's the t-shirt I always wanted. I've left the logos up, but then everything else. Oh, and I leave the XCOM mug up because I really like the XCOM mug. I really like the XCOM mug. That's going to be up as long as I'm playing XCOM on stream. That will go down once I finish that playthrough. However, unfortunately, while I love the comic mini characters, video thumbnails and such, they're not my cup of tea on t-shirts. No, I totally get that. I do totally get that. I am going to be trying some other stuff on t-shirts, stuff that's a slightly different style. And I'm also going to be possibly trying things where it's some of the things people want saying, but doesn't necessarily come with any artwork except the logo. Because some of the things don't really require artwork. So they don't really require the artwork, so it could just be whatever the saying is and the logo. So I think sometimes I've had a tendency to complicate things, you know, and want artwork along with whatever the saying is when I don't really need it. I mean, you could even argue that with the Leonard, Yes, I Stole Your Sweet Roll t-shirt. I could imagine putting Yes, I Stole Your Sweet Roll as just text on a t-shirt and maybe having the O in the roll as a sweet roll image. That would be the art. And it actually working, because of course it does work on a number of different levels. I could have replaced the O with the Gopher logo or something like that, and it would work on so many levels. But it's my nature is I tend to overcomplicate things like that. So I don't know, but sometimes people like that sort of things. Which designs have stole the? Which designs have sold the best? Oh, shotgun, hands down, shotgun. Much to my dismay, it's a terrible, terrible message. Oh dear. I mean, the thing is with some of these campaigns, a lot of it comes down to Teesprings and pretty much all the merchandise stores. I could imagine something like the Sweet Roll campaign. I could have imagined having the Sweet Roll campaign contain 3 or 4 different designs. One with the art, one with just a saying, and so on. And, you know, you had your choice. Did you want something with a bit of artwork? Did you want something with just text? But again, if you do that on Teesprings, you flood. Mind you, if I rotate them, I might think about that. I may have a bit of a test and try out t-shirts with very obvious art and then less obvious art. Because of course you could actually have Yes, I Stole Your Sweet Roll and then the Leonard art just over the chest, quite small, so you have to be quite close to see the artwork, but you can read the text from far away. There are a lot of different ways of doing it, and I probably should speak to people who know what the hell they're talking about, like proper actual t-shirt designers. I probably should do that because of course I am, well, not a bit of an amateur, a total amateur at this. So yeah, I wonder if Patreon can be used as a storefront for Teespring, where the discount would automatically be applied. That would actually be nice. That would actually be nice, wouldn't it? That would be... I do wonder, actually. I do wonder. I may send that suggestion along to Patreon. Maybe they can get something set up where there is an auto, because Teespring is set, or maybe I'll talk to Teespring, but Teespring have set up so you can have these codes. But maybe it could be done in a way where I can link it in a post. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a way I can link it via the URL, so that if you want that T-shirt, and if I post it in Patreon. And say, hey, if you want the Sweet Roll T-shirt with a discount, 10% discount, click here, and it does it automatically for you. That could be an option, couldn't it? For cup, artwork works very well. For T-shirt, not that well. Personal opinion there, of course. No, of course, everything is very personal. Some of these, I like some of the T-shirts because they are very bright. Like the Happy Saturalia one was very bright and happy, and my kids loved it. You know, so, but yeah, no, it's, and then, for example, sometimes a simpler design's better. The Vigilo Gopher XCOM logo, I actually wonder if that would look good on a T-shirt, either just the full logo, full size on the front, or as over the breast. just as a small logo, because it's actually a really nice design almost. So, you know, sometimes it's simpler ones. Mouse pads. They don't sell mouse pads, but that's actually a really good idea. For Patreon, a signature one. Not even sure how that would work, and I'm not sure how we can restrict it to patrons only. I did think of patron-only t-shirts. I did. I know I actually said that I was never going to restrict content for non-patrons, which I still want to. I don't want to restrict content, but by that I obviously meant videos and other such things like that. A t-shirt that, you know, had something very special on it, something a little different, that I think would come outside. But I just don't know how you would do it, because all of these things are actually publicly available if you get the URL. So I don't know. I'll think about that as well. I will think about that as well. I'm not sure about me signing things though. That feels a little strange. Just, yeah. Besides, my handwriting sucks. It really is bad. So yeah, anyway, okay, so I will think about that. I will think about that. And do know the t-shirt situation is very much a work in progress. So I actually enjoy it. I do. I can't explain it. I kind of enjoy trying to come up with these ideas. I loved making the Rock of Doom one, for example. Really liked that one. The Rock of Doom is one of my favourites. Just, it was fun to make. But anyway, so yes, that's the t-shirts and merchandise item out of the way. Oh my God, it's 3 hours old.